Have you ever wondered what happens when an entire civilization is built on a single command?
Not a command to conquer, but a command to learn.
In the heart of the early Islamic world, a quiet revolution began not with swords, but with ink.
When the first revelation came, the very first word was Iqra, read.
And from that single powerful command, an entire civilization rose, carried on the wings of learning. Imagine a city where the air itself seemed to shimmer with parchment and possibility. This was Baghdad, the center of the world. Here, the great Caliph Al-Mun had a vision. He dreamed of a world where the knowledge of every culture could live side by side, enriching one another. To make this dream a reality, he built Bayt al-Hikmah, the House of Wisdom. This wasn't a fortress of stone and steel, but a sanctuary of minds. It was a place where brilliant scholars from Persia, Greece, India, and Arabia gathered. They weren't just translating ancient texts. They were creating a new conversation.
Mathematics spoke to medicine, philosophy walked hand in hand with faith, and astronomy met poetry under the same roof.
The House of Wisdom became the beating heart of human curiosity, a place where the light of discovery refused to sleep, a beacon for centuries to come. But the light didn't just shine in Baghdad. Far to the west, in the vibrant land of Al-Andalus, another flame was lit. Welcome to Córdoba, the city of lamps. In an age when much of Europe was plunged in darkness, Córdoba's streets glowed brightly with public oil lamps, a symbol of its enlightenment.
But the real light came from its libraries.
It was said that the city held over 400,000 books, an almost unbelievable number when entire. European kingdoms had only a few hundred. And knowledge wasn't a privilege for the few.
Here, men and women studied side by side, breaking barriers of gender and class. Physicians, poets, and astronomers didn't just work in isolation.
They exchanged letters and ideas as freely as merchants would trade silks. In Córdoba, knowledge was the ultimate wealth, a treasure that grew the more it was shared. This passion for learning spread like wildfire across the Islamic world. In Cairo, the Dar al-Ilm, or House of Knowledge, opened its doors to any seeker. Regardless of their background or beliefs, if you had a curious mind, you were welcome. In Damascus, libraries didn't just hoard books. They lent them freely to travelers who promised to bring them back, spreading knowledge across vast distances. And what made all this possible? Paper. The technology, originally from China, was perfected by Muslim artisans. Paper mills thrived, turning a rare luxury into an accessible tool for everyone. Suddenly, pages became as precious as pearls, and libraries became as sacred as prayer halls. Even across the golden sands of the Sahara, the journey of knowledge continued. Caravans that once carried salt and gold began to carry something far more valuable: books. They arrived in the legendary city of Timbuktu, the jewel of the desert. Here, the Sankar University stood tall against the sky, not just a school, but a lighthouse of faith and intellect for all of Africa. Its shelves were filled with priceless manuscripts on astronomy,
law, poetry, and medicine, written in Arabic, Songhai, and Fulani.
Students traveled thousands of miles on foot, not for fame or fortune,
but for the simple, profound pursuit of wisdom.
Centuries passed. The political winds shifted. Empires faded into memory, and tragically many of these great libraries were burned, their knowledge lost to smoke and ash.
But a fire cannot destroy an idea.
The spirit of Iqra, the spirit of reading, of seeking, of questioning, never truly died. It was carried in the hearts and minds of those who survived, and it seeped into the foundations of the modern world.
So, the next time you open a book, whether it's on a screen or on paper, take a moment to think about this incredible legacy.
You are part of a story that began with a single word, a story that began with a dawn of light.
Every page you turn, every idea you explore, keeps that ancient flame alive.
Thank you for joining me on this journey through time. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe for more dives into the history that shaped our world. See you next time.